Today, I'll be going over the best vehicles inside of Roblox Jailbreak as of January 2024. Before we get into this though, make sure to leave your own list of what you think are the best vehicles inside of Jailbreak right now down below in the comments. So with that, let's not waste any more time and let's get into this. So coming in first place here, we have the Eclair, also known as the Chiron. The price of the Eclair is about 600k. Before it used to be 500 and it just recently got bumped up to 600k. I'm not really too sure why they did that because they didn't really add any special perks to it this year. It was just kind of 100k increase, there you go. It was kind of random. But even though it costs 100k more, it's still a really good car because the top speed is about 320 miles per hour, which is really good for only 600k. It's actually faster than the concept, which is really good. The handling is pretty much what you'd expect out of a supercar for the price. It's obviously not the best and it's not the worst. It's kind of in the middle. As I said, it's pretty much what you'd expect. It's nothing too crazy. The braking is really good. If you're going at high speeds, it stops really fast, and that's a really helpful thing. The acceleration is kind of, it's not the best, it's not the worst. It's kind of in the middle there again, but once you reach 200, you could start flying to 300 because for some reason it just starts flying after 200. I'm not too sure why. I don't know if it's just me, but whenever I drive the Eclair, it just starts flying after I reach that 200 miles per hour mark. I'm really not too sure why, but it happens. Yeah, Eclair is a good car. Unfortunately, it does cost 100k more than it did last year, but it's still a really good car to own. The new Eclair model also looks really good, so if you're into good looking cars, then well, that's just another reason to get it. Anyways, here in second place, we got the Concept at $2.5 million, which is the most expensive vehicle in the game. But while it might be expensive, the amount of perks that it has is pretty good. It has a lot of good things. First of all, the top speed is about 313 miles per hour, which is not as much as the Eclair, but it's still a very good top speed, which you'll pretty much never reach anyways, because after 300 you can't really reach that because the map isn't that big. I'm just gonna say it now, anything past 300 is pretty much impossible to reach because the map is so small that you could barely get past 290 with most cars anyways. But yeah, good top speed. The handling is also really good. Like, most cars at high speeds become very stiff to control, but the Concept maintains good handling and turn speeds. The braking is pretty much a 10 out of 10. It's almost instant at high speeds, which is very useful. The acceleration is also pretty good. Obviously, it's not like the Volt Bike or the Roadster, but it's still a really good acceleration for the price. And really, the only downsides is that it has only one spawn location and that it costs $2.5 million. But let's be honest, nowadays, $2.5 million is pretty easy to grind for, and considering the perks that the Concept has, the grind is probably worth it. And now, coming in third place here, we have the Tesla Roadster for 600k, just like the Eclair. Now, the top speed of a Roadster isn't as high as you'd expect. For 600k, it goes at 216 miles per hour exactly. It doesn't go any higher than that. It caps out right there. But while the top speed isn't that good, the other perks of the Roadster definitely make up for it because the acceleration on the Roadster is probably the best in the game besides the Volt Bike. Obviously, the Roadster probably wouldn't be too helpful on the criminal team because when you're on the criminal team, top speed matters a little bit more than acceleration, but when you're on the police team, it's definitely very helpful. Usually when you're chasing a criminal with the Roadster, they tend to crash into buildings quite a bit, so having that fast acceleration will definitely help you to catch them while they're still accelerating. Obviously, if you're competing with like an Eclair or a Torpedo or anything faster than the Roadster and they don't like crash and they're actually good at driving, which is pretty much less than half of the player base nowadays, let's be honest. So you're probably not going to catch them if they're using one of those vehicles, but other than that, the fast acceleration is very useful, and honestly, it's been very helpful for me on the police team. And yeah, the acceleration isn't the only good thing about the Roadster. There are some other good perks with the Roadster, like the braking is pretty much a 10 out of 10. It's almost instant like the Concept. And another really good thing about the Roadster is it doesn't really get too stiff at high speeds, which again is very good on the police team. So yeah, overall the Roadster is a pretty good vehicle. Obviously, as I said, it's probably not a really good car for the criminal team, but if you're playing on the police team, then I'd definitely recommend getting it because it's only 600k and it's really useful. Now in fourth place here, we got the Successor, the newest obtainable supercar added to Jailbreak. The Successor costs about $650,000, which isn't that bad for the perks that it has. The The top speed of the successor is about 260 miles per hour. The handling is very, very good. It's almost the same as the Eclair, but it's a little bit better because it doesn't get too stiff at high speeds. The braking is also very, very good. Obviously, it's not the best like the Roadster or the Concept that are pretty much instant, just because it's a little bit slower than those. The acceleration isn't the best. It's kind of like an 8 out of 10. You know, it's what you'd expect for a car around 600k. It's obviously not going to have the acceleration of the Roadster, but you know, it's still a very, very good car in terms of acceleration. And yeah, overall, the successor obviously isn't the best supercar in the game, but you know, it's still one of the best vehicles in the game to have. And now in 5th place here for the top 5 best vehicles inside of Roblox Jailbreak as of January 2024, it's the Falcon S bike, just recently added to the game in the new bike system update. Now the Falcon S here costs about $150,000 and the top speed is 170 miles per hour, which is very, very good for the price. You also got to consider this is a bike, so it's not going to be the fastest car in the game, and you know, 170 miles per hour, that is really good. The handling is very, very good. It's very fast and easy to work with, and it's very, very good for just, you know, maneuvering around the city, getting through buildings, and you know, just going sharp turns. The braking is like a 9 out of 10. I'd say it's pretty good. It's not the best, as you know, it's not everything is going to be the best vehicle in the game. The braking is still good, you know, it's not instant, but still very, very good for a bike. And the acceleration is also very, very nice as well. Obviously, it's not a Volt bike or anything. It's not going to be the best vehicle in the game, but it's still very, very good. The thing that puts the Falcon S on this list for me is the fact that it's very good for getting around the city and escaping cops, because you know, it's very hard to pit maneuver, obviously because it's a smaller vehicle. And yeah, it's just mainly being able to get around the city so easily with it, so quickly and easily maneuvering through the buildings. It's just one of the things that I can't really get with any other vehicle, and I really like about the bikes now. Really, the only bad thing I could say about the Falcon S is that it just randomly starts floating after going off small hills, but that's just an issue with the bike system in general, not specifically the Falcon S. But still, even with that small issue, the Falcon S is still a very, very good vehicle to own. But yeah, with that, that's pretty much all of the best vehicles inside of Roblox Jailbreak as of January 2024. Again, if you have your own list on what you think are the best vehicles in Jailbreak at the moment, make sure to let us know down below in the comments. And yeah, with that, that's pretty much it for this video. Hopefully you've all enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next one.